All right, now the state of California has decided to ban ex-gay therapy for minors. Oh no! Everybody's yelling. Well, at least the right-wing reactionaries. Now they're saying that the those who supported this bill are being hypocritical because, well, of course, that the gay rights movement is opposed to laws that ban gay marriage and yeah, but you're being more hypocritical because you are the ones, you right wing reactionaries, who support this stupid ex gay therapy. And they do. Bully Me and Culture supports it. All these right wing nuts support it. And they do. As a former teabagger, I want to let you know they do. Why do you think I'm not involved with the Tea Party anymore? And that was years ago. Because I knew that most of the shit that we were yelling and screaming about was all bullshit. Well intentioned, but really bullshit. And when I started to see all these priests and pastors and getting involved and all these quacks who believe in ex-gay therapy, who said that Satan was behind gay people and all this bullshit, it really just made me think twice about being involved in that kind of movement. And actually, to be involved in any other movement, as a matter of fact. So, we have a quack here from the National Association for Research and Therapy of Homosexuality, NARTH. Oh yeah, NARTH. What kind of a fucking name is that?
Who's that naughty, naughty dog?
NARTH! And that was from Pinky and the Brain. That was one of my favorite shows when I was young. Pinky and the Brain. Two Lat mice trying to take over the world. And now we have a couple of Lat mice trying to change gays to straight. Isn't that wonderful? Alright, here's the head honcho over there, David Pickup. Another weird name. Who is the Presidente. Is he? I don't know who he is, but he's the head honcho over there at NARF. And see what he says here. Well, he's on CNN.
One of his tweets, quote, "This bill bans non-scientific, quote, therapies that have driven young people to depression and suicide." Joining me is David.
Well, that was what Jerry Brown said, the governor who signed the bill into law, and he's right. Go to any accredited psychological institution, association, anywhere in the world, even in fucking China, where you had communists. The Chinese used to kill gay people constantly under the Maoist regime. And even there, the Chinese say, no, you cannot change your sexual orientation. Even though many people are hiding it and they're marrying the opposite sex, and it's becoming a nightmare for a lot of gay people in China. But even in Singapore, Vietnam, and Australia, and Malaysia, for crying out loud, fucking Malaysia, the Muslim country, their therapists have said, no, you can't change this shit. Don't mess with it. Instead, try to help these people by coping with this, I don't know what you want to call it, condition, blah, 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 sexual orientation. To deal with it. I mean, why can't people just deal with the cards that they've dealt with? Isn't that what conservatives always say? Be self-responsible. Make with whatever you can and just deal with the cards that you've been dealt with. I mean, that's what they say all the time. Why do we have to always play God with these kinds of things. And they always say that, oh, why do we have to play God with abortion? Why do we have to play God with in vitro fertilization, IVF, and all that? Why do we play God with cloning? And fine. Then why do we play God with trying to change somebody's sexual orientation who's a minor who doesn't know what the hell he or she is doing? Look, when I was a minor, I didn't really care about these kinds of issues, political issues, religious issues. You know, my family was a Jehovah's Witness, and that even turned me off from any kind of religious experience or whatever. I was just trying to deal with my life when I was 15, 14 years old. Yes, I was dating guys, I was doing things with guys, I did girls, I pounded pussy, and you know what? That was fine. But it wasn't my thing. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Oh well. So I accepted it. It took me a while to really comprehend the psychological, sociological, geopolitical experience that I was about to embark as a gay man in this country. But now it appears that the parents who pushed these kids to go to these therapies, now they're the ones who are adulterizing their kids with all of these questions and unnecessary hassle with dealing with these issues. Look, you might be gay, you may not be gay. Who knows? Look, I've been with many straight guys when I was 15, 16 years old. These straight guys that I done stuff with, they didn't care. They didn't think that, oh my God, now I did this and what my feelings are. They just did it. You know, there wasn't a big issue. Why all of a sudden now we're making this a big issue? Like all of these ex-gay institutions and therapies and clinics, and they're all propping up everywhere. It's a business. You see, people need to make money, especially parents. Parents are the most targeted clients. And they say, no, it's the minor that's a client. No. Minor is not the client, it's the parents. The minor is there to hopefully get this out of the way and satisfy the family, satisfy the parents, not to satisfy himself. Because if he wanted to satisfy himself, he would have been there with the cock up his ass. Okay? So, that's what they're saying.
Pick up a reparative therapist and spokesman for the National Association of Research and Therapy of Homosexuality. He is getting mic'd up. We'll bring him in just a moment. Also with me right now is CNN's...
All right, let's skip this part.
To support the use of psychological interventions
over homosexual feelings.
So that's an example of what a potential client, a potential patient comes to you and seeks. But this is personal for you, David, because you're not just a therapist. You underwent this treatment, and from what I understand, this is still a journey. Can you explain why you sought this therapy?
Yes, reparative therapy. Now I'm talking about authentic reparative therapy.
Authentic. Just like I'm talking about authentic love between a 30-year-old and a 14-year-old. I've seen this shit before. You know, when I met a guy once who dated a 12-year-old girl, I remember this, a year ago. He said, no, but our love was authentic. It wasn't abusive. It wasn't abusive. She liked it. She loved it. She wanted it. Parents were all for it. Yeah, but we have laws to protect minors from this kind of abuse. And look, it turned out to be an abusive relationship anyway. So, I don't know what happened to that guy. I think he's still in jail. Authentic. Right. So there are two types of ex-gay therapy. Authentic and non-authentic. Gee, I wonder where this guy falls in. Non-authentic. You mean like shock therapy and all that shit I've seen? Now, people don't believe me, but the Catholic Church has been involved in this kind of shit for years. And even to this day, in countries like Peru and Bolivia and Guatemala, Salvador and Nicaragua, Panama, the church has engaged in ex-gay therapy, shock therapy, basically torturing gay men to becoming straight. And they've been doing this still to this day. Obviously, people are not reporting this. But you'll see. You see this clinic that was involved, I think it was either Bolivia or Peru. But I did my little investigation on that clinic that was involved in ex-gay therapy, shock therapy. They did everything. You know, they'll tie you to a chair and make you watch straight porn. I mean, I have nothing against watching straight porn. I'll just be like, what the, you know. Well, it depends on the guy. When I watch straight porn, I just watch the guy. Sorry, that's me. So there's only a few straight porn I will ever watch with my favorite actors. So they'll force you there, and I don't know why they will. I mean, why would you want to watch straight porn? I mean, every time I watch straight porn, and if the guy is hot, I'll be like, wow. So it will make me even more gay. You know? Yeah, I'll get fully hard watching that shit. Especially if it's a, you know, very good looking guy. I'll be fully erect 3 inches. So, yeah, and look, I've seen all these stories about ex-gay therapy, and if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see various other shows I've done about this. And you know, there was this ex-gay guy who said that his therapy involved, I'm not even lying to you, you can even look this up. I don't know who brought this up. I think it was either Jeremy Hooper, I think it was him, or Truth Wins Out, but I think it was Jeremy Hooper, if I'm correct, who brought this video to my attention. And I was like, whoa. This guy said that the way that he got over his homosexuality was to grab another guy's hard cock. I'm not making this up, okay? So they go to this manhood seminar, whatever it is, and they call it something like, Journey into Manhood. I remember now. Journey into my manhood, baby. Open that mouth wide. And so they will go to this stupid weekend seminar and spend like $1,000 or something like that. Buy books, and it's all a fucking enterprise. It's to make money. And parents, when they have gay kids coming out of the closet, they freak out, obviously. So this is where the vulnerable clients come in. You know, just like somebody who just wrecked his car and he needs a new car, so he's all emotionally distraught, and then he's brought to a car dealership. He's gonna buy a car and make a really bad deal. I guarantee you that, because that happened to me. So no, when somebody is in an emotional distraught state, you don't want to bring them to this kind of abuse. You don't want to do that. But yeah, that shit was just fucking hilarious. Journey into Manhood. Look it up. This guy said right in the video, this is what we do. We are a bunch of men, a bunch of gay dudes, a bunch of homos, and we just want to turn straight, right? So what? How do we turn straight? No, we don't go to the nudie bar. We don't go to a strip bar. We don't go to do straight stuff. No. We go on a retreat, just us men. Rent a couple cabins, right? Go camping, just like they did in that movie. those two little cowboys, and then grab each other's hard cock, and that way I'll stop being gay. Oh god, that was just hilarious. No, but here's the thing. I really want to be sincere with all of you. If you're somebody that wants to be straight, you are a gay guy. Let me tell you this. If you're a homo, I want you to picture yourself being straight. I don't want you to say, wait, oh yeah, kids and all this shit, yes, be married and have a wife. No. Are you really wanting to be straight? Does the thought of a pussy make you hard? I'm thinking about pussy right now. Nope, doesn't make me hard. When I think about cock, a little bit, but not as much. It depends whose cock it is. Now, that's the whole different thing. Like, if I think of my favorite porn star, yeah, I'll get a little hard. I'm getting hard right now. But just imagine yourself, if you're a homo, imagine there's a big, wet pussy. I mean, just looking at you. Pretend that you're right in front, that your face is right in front of a pussy. As a straight man, you gotta love pussy. You gotta go down on the pussy and eat it, lick it, do everything to that pussy. You gotta finger it, you gotta do all of this shit and please your woman. That's the role of a straight guy. And it's not just that. It's not just that. You're gonna have to not only enjoy it that very moment and stick your penis inside of it for a while, not for a couple of minutes like some ex-gays do. Imagine the sex with an ex-gay. I mean, if you're a straight girl, if you're a girl and you're having sex with an ex-gay, what the fuck? How is that? I bet it's really the worst sex I ever had. And I've read stories on boards on the internet that all of these girls that have gay husbands and boyfriends, and they're like, the sex was bad and all this shit. He just lasted for 30 seconds. And then he would... oh, yes, I remember this one story of a girl that came on one of my chat rooms a while ago. And she was talking about how she found out that her husband was a homo was... No, he didn't ask her to penetrate him with a dildo or anything like that. But they would go to the adult store to buy videos, porn videos, adult videos. But he would only buy two kinds of videos. They were straight videos, but those two type of videos will contain two actors, the same actors. And she brought up some guy, I don't know what it was, but she put up all the covers of the films that they were buying, and she noticed that there were two porn actors. That's why I say two types of porn videos. There were always these two male actors on it all the time. A young hunk, I forgot his name, but he had a really cute face. He's really attractive. And then, of course, it was a black guy that had a really huge, large penis. No, it wasn't. What's his face? No, it wasn't. Really not good with names with the porn industry here. Oh, it's Mandingo. I remember now. Because she posted it up, and I had to research that on my own. And I'm not into blacks or black guys that much, but yeah, he seemed alright. He had a really large penis, by the way. And so she finally noticed that he was into these two guys. Like, he would fast forward, like there would be scenes with the girl just by herself, rubbing her tits, playing with her pussy, opening up the pussy, and spreading her legs and all that. He will fast forward that section, and he will just go directly to the blowjob. That's the first thing that happens when the guy comes in. Oh, when the guy comes in, boom. Now we're. That's what I do when I see a straight porn with one of my favorite actors. I would just fast forward that whole time waster for me, because I don't want to see a girl masturbate. I don't want to see that. Nothing against girls or anything. That doesn't turn me on. And in a way, it creeps me out a little bit. But straight guys will love that shit. Oh yeah, they love to see a girl grab her titties and grab her pussy and finger herself and all that shit. Yeah. So, but that was an interesting story. I just wanted to share that with you. Anyway, but this whole ex-gay thing is a bunch of quackery. Basically, if you are not into pussy and licking tits, you are still a homo. Period. And if you see a cock, if you see a guy, a hot guy, and he turns you on, you're a homo. You're a homo. Put a cock in your mouth, you're a homo. Put a cock in your ass, you're a homo. Period. Let a gay guy suck you, that's a whole different thing. But what really identifies you as a straight man is if you love pussy and you love tits and you love ass of a woman. Obviously. So, that's my take.